Here we go. Hello, Team Powerhouse. It's Monday. It's June 12th, and we are getting ready to Zoom it up. So thank you all so much for carving out time to be here live, and I hope that the rest of the team hops on and gets inspired. We have a few lessons that Nikki and I were going to kind of go over with you today, but I think that for me, this came, I got inspired to create this lesson because I have a lot of brand new coaches, so if you have new coaches or coaches who are just sort of, even if they're not new, maybe they're just getting re-engaged and deciding, maybe I do want to invite somebody to the next challenge group or have my first customer or something like that. It sort of opens a whole can of worms in the most awesome way. But then I think what I've noticed is that sometimes almost immediately, people start feeling overwhelmed or they start feeling unconfident. They start comparing themselves to other coaches who've been around for a while. And so it's so important that we take time to make sure that our head is on straight and knowing that, like, building confident coaches takes time. And I feel like we have so many of them on our team that are blossoming at this very moment. And it's just a matter of giving yourself that grace to do that, to let yourself like bloom and flower. And why I can say that like unequivocally is because I know that the intentions, the reasons why people are here as coaches on our team is really pure and really, really like starting from a good core place. So with that, we're just building our competence. We're building our confidence by being competent, and just learning the things that we need to learn. And then also making sure that our mindset is right. So every morning, you may or may not know, but I do meditate, and I use this Oprah Winfrey and Deepak guide. They've got a couple of them, and I've been doing it for like over a year now. And I cannot tell you how much this helps me start my day right. Now, this is in addition to whatever book I might be reading or audio or anything like that. So I'm going to play just this like 1.5 minutes of Oprah, but I want you to, I know for me, when I pulled up here today, I've had a lot going on in my day, like a lot, and I'm sure that most of you have too. So to just kind of like hone it in and slow it down and be really present and focused for this next 55 minutes that we have together, I'm just going to play it, hoping that it can kind of like just set our mind.
Don Miguel Ruiz, author of The Four Agreements, is one of the greatest spiritual teachers of our day. He teaches us how powerfully our beliefs shape our realities. He says, everything is about belief. Whatever we believe rules our existence, rules our life. Our belief system is just like a mirror that only shows us what we believe. Welcome to day 10, Living from Your Core. What Don Miguel Ruiz teaches us is law. Deepak calls it a powerful secret. What you believe about yourself is always reflected back to you in each of your life circumstances. And when you take responsibility for your beliefs, the world around you changes. You create what you believe. When you begin from a core belief state of calm and confidence, of peace and trust, instead of reacting to outside circumstances that are upsetting, you become the creator of your reality. Your power is deep and true. You are in full control. The world is not writing your story for you. You are your own author. Deepak guides us to that quiet space of power and confidence. And from there, we'll meditate.
So I know that Nikki and I want to do nothing more than to help you cultivate that quiet, focused, confident space, to just like grow with, that's like my biggest wish for my children, for the team, for myself, is to just kind of do that. So Nikki had the perfect words of, we're going to go right now into just writing a short list or a long list, whatever you want to write. It's an awesome list. So get out your pen and just write down why you are so dang awesome. Write words, write little sentences about you personally. Every single awesome, amazing trait that you can get down on paper.
And think back, you guys, think back to things you did well. Like, what have you done well? Like, you know, did you earn an award in high school for something? Did you earn an award in grade school? Did you win first place in something? Like, that makes you awesome. That's part of the fabric of who you are. So you can always tap back into the things that made you awesome back in the day. So acknowledge that, look back at those things too, because those things are really important.
Okay. When you're ready, keep writing if you want to. Keep going. Nikki, do you want to share yours first when you're ready?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I just took a big drink of my LaCroix. Anybody else addicted to these?
Pretty can.
I know, they're so pretty. So, okay. So I put a couple things on here that, you know, just like have over my lifetime, right? So I got an award when I was a cheerleader for most improved. Our studio got the Dakota County Public Health Award. And then I wrote open to studio because that was like my big dream. I was on the honor roll in high school. I was on the dean's list in college. I help people see that fitness is for them. I have really good open communication with my kids. I'm a resilient individual. I'm present. I'm connected, and I'm a good listener. So those are a few of the things that I think are what make me awesome.
I agree.
Thanks.
Those are amazing. She was saying that she has them in a book, like she's got a book, and so having a not so awesome day or not so awesome moment, right? She'll open it up. So we did the vision boards at the beginning of the year. I think we need to do this like monthly. I mean, we're all doing our personal development, but yeah, look at that list. I think it's amazing.
So it's always at the front page. So like so I have this like old school, just like binder, and I have it tabbed out. So I have a spot for our calls. I have a spot for the diamond Zooms. I have a spot, for like my stuff for the warehouse. And so this is just a spot where I keep like my notes, and it's just a like thing that I always know where to find it. And I think that's the most important thing. If we write this down and we just like throw it somewhere, what good is it going to do us? We need this to be there for us in the dark moments. We need to be it to be available for us when we have a moment where like, sweet, that was awesome. I'm going to write that down because I'm going to forget that. You think you're going to remember, but you forget. So it's really important to just keep that log of yourself. Like, I don't think I revisit that list enough. Like, honestly, it was like, oh yeah, that's there. Like, I found it recently again. It was like, oh my God, I forgot I had this, and it's like, it's something that we have to put effort in to remind ourselves. Because what we do, we pour into other people a lot. And if we don't remember who we are, or we just keep pouring and pouring and we forget to celebrate our confidence and our achievements, and just the things that make you you. I mean, there's some achievements, but there's also some things that I just think like I cultivated, like I cultivate with my kids open communication. Like, we are really open, and it's awesome. Like, I love that. And just the little things, like just being present. Like, I love like being that person that doesn't have their phone out when other people are talking. I like being that person. And people can feel that energy. So think about those things and just like what you cultivate. Hi, you guys. Or hi, Crystal. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking. So what do you cultivate? What have you achieved? What makes you awesome? Who else is ready?
Go, Janie. Go.
All right. I'm dependable. I'm kind. I'm compassionate. I've led big groups, like 1,500 people that I've had to be responsible for. I'm a people person. I'm caring. I'm loyal. I'm fun. I'm creative. I'm funny. I'm loving. I'm a hard worker. I'm strong. I'm great around children. I gather people around me. I empower others. I reach out to others. I follow through. I have a high degree of integrity. I'm a great gardener.
Love it.
I come back strong from chaos and confusion and defeat. I'm a good communicator, and I'm a great writer.
Love it.
To squeeze you. That was just awesome. It's just a great list. I love hearing it. I know I've been a witness to all of it. And yeah, this is why you're a kick-ass coach. All right, Heather.
Okay, let's see. My list is, okay, so I graduated cum laude from college. So when I got my bachelor's, I remember when I was student teaching and I got observed. I know I've shared this before, but when they observed me teaching, the guy said, wow, you are a task manager. You keep people on task. You know how to keep just everything going with the flow. So I say I'm a great task manager. I am organized. And I have to be a task manager with my daycare because you have to have a schedule that you're following from 7 to 5. If you just let the kids do whatever, it's going to be absolutely chaotic. So, and when we get off task, it does get chaotic. So I have to get like right back into being that task manager. I get things done when I'm asked. I do not wait. I am not a procrastinator. So if you ask me to send you something, I usually am like that because I can't wait or I'll forget to. So I'm a great mom. I'm strong. I'm a caring person. I have compassion for others. I'm a leader in my health and my life. I'm driven, respectful, giving, resourceful. great daycare provider, great wife. I'm a good listener. I did put resilient too, kind. So that's my list.
Love it.
Beautiful, 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 inside and out. All right, Mary McGinnis.
Okay, let's see. I can think of so many things. I thought of a lot of things here, but I could think of more. But anyway, I think I'm a very hardworking person. I am intelligent. I did well. I also did well in school, even though I was probably I wasn't the one that she talked about it on the wake up call this morning. The girl that talked this morning, I wasn't the one that things came easy for me. I had to work hard at it. Mm-hmm. So maybe I didn't have necessarily the natural talent, but I applied myself. So I'm very tenacious like that, where I will just work and hard at something, even though it doesn't always come easy. I'm very faithful and loyal. I'm dedicated, disciplined. I love being a perpetual student. I'm a curious learner. I love learning new things. I tend to be very introspective, and I look at life through a very spiritual lens. I feel like I'm well-grounded. I'm teachable, loving, caring, sensitive. I'm a very positive person, although sometimes I can get down and I have to really work at getting myself back up again. So I do work at that. I really do work at that. I'm not a quitter. So.
Awesome.
Love it.
Right? Right? Like, the immediate thing that comes to me is like, we all got here for different reasons. Like how we all ended up here, we all have our story, but I believe that it's these traits that we know and see in each other that we really respect and love about each other and value and feel better and more empowered and on a team like this because of it. Because we choose to be here, because we choose to run with people of this caliber that, that we're attracted to. People are hanging out with people who are not as awesome. Or haven't, you know what I mean? Like who are still working on their awesomeness. But when I sit here and I listen to all of this, I'm just so inspired and so proud and just feel so great to be spending my time with you, basically. Hi, Chris.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. And before you jump into yours, I just want to throw this out there. Is there a time in your life where maybe you wouldn't have been able to express this? I mean, I know for me, I would have a really hard time coming up with a list, number one, or just feeling comfortable even saying some of these things out loud. And when I started saying mine, I honestly was a little nervous, just because these things are close to my heart. But when you look around and you just see the smiles and everyone going yeah, how great does that feel? We have such an amazing team that, it's not like I'm going to go walk down the street and go, I'm awesome. I did this, but we know that right here, that this is how we continue to stay grounded and cultivate feeling good about yourself, and that you have to do these things and you have to do it with people that like this, who are just hell yeah, you're awesome at that. And hell yeah, you're a good communicator, Janie, or whatever. Actually, that's what I was going to tell you to add to your list. You're just so good at communicating. She is
good at that.
Oh my God, her videos, I'm are you a professional, video maker? Oh my God, you're unbelievable. So that's one you should add to your list.
I just did.
There you go. So, okay. So yeah, celebrate.
I think the other thing about this group is that we can feel free to be able to express ourselves, celebrate our uniquenesses, and also be open and vulnerable with the areas of growth, because you guys have helped us create a very safe environment in order to be able to do that.
Agreed.
Love it.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is what is the most prized thing about being this. And I feel like as a leader or founder, we're all in here together, but I gatekeep that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to let anybody kind of, you know, like it's important that it continues to stay, you know, just like a place of growth and positivity. And it's not like a perfect world. We should share everything. But I think that, we all have to start somewhere. This team did not exist. Like I like it when Nikki says, like 6 months ago. Okay, we're just getting fired up. And when I think about the caliber of people and how we're all helping each other, it just is really, I don't know, really good. So Crystal, I know you came in a little bit later. I didn't see you when you pop in. It's so nice to see you here. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Is this your very first team Zoom?
Yeah.
Yay, welcome.
Yay, welcome.
We're just making lists about ourselves of why we're so awesome. That's what the actual assignment is. So you can go back and kind of do that. Did you hear that part of it? Did you like do a list at all, or did you jump on a little later?
Later. I haven't made a list yet.
Okay. So we're just kind of, because you guys, it's what we believe in our subconscious that is driving our reality, period. And we're only operating with like 10% of our like up here. So it's like that list of awesomeness and that going in, that needs to be in there when our self-doubt and overwhelm and under knowledge or other things come in, you know, and this is why it's just really important, just like our prayer, our meditation, our heart, our vision for our life and where we are going. So I listened to that this morning. I did a post on my vision, you know, a little bit about like where I'm going and where I feel good. So I'll read mine really quick, but basically I just feel like I am an awesome mom. I am brave. I am honest. I am trustworthy. I am a great partner for my husband. I hold people up instead of back. I am positive. I'm loving. I am a visionary. I have succeeded in running my own business as I see fit for 12 years now. I am a leader. I am resilient. I was nominated in 2013 for the Women's Leadership Role. There was 3 women here on Kauai who were nominated. They choose 3 people from the community, and I was given awards by the mayor and the governor and all kinds of people like at this award in 2013, which was pretty cool. And I was voted the team captain of my high school gymnastics team, which was a really awesome thing. Like they all put their little names in, and then at the end of the day, I came out, and it was like literally like one of my biggest honors. And I think I reflect back on that. Well, like, of course I'm leading a team of coaches. I'm a leader. I was, you know, like the leader of the gymnastics team. So it just validates that I'm on course for, you know, what I'm supposed to be doing. So there's that.
Love it. I think it's so important to look back at those things that, you know, like we did as young kids and as adults, because that's like, it really shows that like, if you could do it then, hell yeah, you can do it now. It's that same skill set, you know, like I love Heather's thing that I've heard her say that a couple times. That meant that filled her up to get that like outside acknowledgement. Like, yeah, you are really good at managing tasks. Like that's killer. Like that is like to be a successful teacher. And, you know, she's now runs her own in-home business teaching in home, you know, and it's like to be able to do that on her terms, like tapping into that skill set, you know, and it's like, if we can continue to do that and we can continue to pull from those things that we know we're good at and just put that into our operating system, you guys, it's like, it's key. And it's so good to remember those things. You were picked, you know, Stacy, you were, you know, honored for this or whatever it was, you know, those things like that doesn't go away, you know, so those skills are there.
And we want to just take this feeling that we're all feeling right now, like pretty pumped up, right? Or like raise your hand if you're feeling pretty good right now. and like, so we want to apply that to our coaching and apply it to our leadership with our people. We do not have to be perfect. We need to be genuine and authentic. That is why live streaming video is so brilliant and perfect, and so people crave that because they want to see authentically, who is Stacy? Who is this girl? They want to get like an opinion of you, okay? And so if you can be vulnerable enough to be you and go live and do that, like That's where it's at right now, you know? And so like, you know, in your challenge groups and everything, just always challenging, drawing that same thing out of people. Like, this is a gift we're giving ourselves and each other right now. So doing the same thing for our challengers and building that out. So I think that I kind of back to the beginning, I think sometimes no matter where we are in our coaching careers, I want to like apply these things to this, because whether you've been a coach for like a month and you're like, ooh, a little overwhelming or not sure where to start or whatever, you just have to go back to a core belief that you can figure it out. You can figure it out. And, you know, and even if you're a personally sponsored coach and these newer coaches, you don't have to do that for them. Like, empower them that they can figure it out. We can all figure it out, and figuring it out together is really cool. And I would say Janie and Mary and I, we're just figuring out the tracker together. Over the last 10 days, we've decided to use this. And I love it because on an equal playing field, we're all figuring it out. And let me tell you, Janie prompted me twice today. Hope this is missing. Hope that's missing. And I was like, thank you. You know, like, I'll get right to it. We've all really helped each other. So it's the same thing right here. You know, we're just doing it right here and now. Or maybe you are a coach who has been a coach for 2 or 3 years and you're not exactly where you want to be, or like there's always some place we're all going. Like, we're always trying to improve on what we're doing, no matter what that is. We're always trying to do that. So, you know, sometimes we get like knocked down. We're comparing ourselves to other coaches, or like, oh, I really wanted to complete this by then or that by then. Okay, we've got to just put on the brakes, clear the pad, and just know, like, believe that you can get there. And you can do whatever it is you want to do. It's just not always exactly in the time that we're going to do it.
It's like running a marathon, you know, like I think of that analogy so many times. Like, when you look at other coaches, or if you look ahead, like, and I say this a lot in my classes too. So like, okay, so I have a marathon analogy I want to share, but I want to share something right away. Like, what I say in my classes, like, do not compare yourself to the people around you. Be inspired by the people around you. Like, somebody may have been coming a lot longer than you have. Maybe they've been working on their fitness 2 years longer. You know, whatever the case may be, like, be inspired, because that's what those people are there for. Same with, think of the marathon. Like, somebody might be running an 8-minute mile, you know, you might be running a 12. Oh, well, you know what? You're still running. You're still running. So it doesn't matter. That person might just be a little ahead of you. They're never above you. They're just ahead of you a little bit, and that's okay.
And I loved what Trina said in one of her, I can't remember if it was when she's actually Zoomed with us or not, but she was talking about that, about the comparison. She said it's
keeping your blinders on.
Keep your blinders on. Just, you know, concentrate on your race. Don't concentrate on what somebody over here is doing or somebody's over there doing.
And this is something, so that the law of attraction, or what we think, you know. So I heard this and I apply it like all the time. I'm trying to look because the lessons are right in front of us all the time. All of our lessons that we all need to learn, they're right there in front of us. Because it's like, if you pray for courage, God doesn't give you courage, right? God gives you an opportunity to act courageous. Right? So if you're like, okay, I'm getting ready to do this, or it's like our challengers are getting ready to start their first challenge group. They're going to go, they're going to do exercise every single day. And then all of a sudden they're sick, they sprain their ankle, whatever's like, they all of a sudden have a chance to prove their resolve. They have a chance to, like, an opportunity is presented. It like an obstacle to say, really? Is that really what you want? Okay, show me how you were going to get around that and do that and pursue that. It's like we get that pushback. I swear to God, almost immediately, I really started to tune into this in my life. I see it happen in my relationships, with my husband and my kids, and like a lot of areas of my life, right? I would like to do this in my business, and then boom, you know. So I think that it's like that. So watching, I think that's how we learn and get through these things. So we wanted to spend time with this, and you can jump in too if I've missed anything here. on now that we've kind of set the stage for feeling confident and, you know, having our beliefs and what we want to do. So we're all at different stages and levels of coaching. I know one of the things that we've really been wanting to do but haven't addressed is, and I'm glad that Heather, Mary, and Janie, you're right here in front of us. We would like to start, if your next step is to become diamond in your business, if that is your personal next step, we would like to figure out an opportunity for us to meet and to Zoom and to kind of, you know, talk about some of the, you know, like next steps or deeper lessons or things like that. There's different levels of coaching. We want to make sure that we're not missing that and helping everybody with that. So when you're stepping up into a diamond level of coaching, you are doing a lot more mentoring. You're helping other coaches get on and get going, you know, and get set up, and you're getting started right calls, and you're getting systems in place for that and helping them start their challenge groups or having them step up and helping you run challenge groups. So it's like a different level of coaching. And I think that we need to dive into that. So maybe below, like we kind of have an idea of who it is. I do feel like those leaders, we need to have you tell us. It's important that you say, yes, me, or I'm ready, or I would like to do that. And we can figure out a day and time that we can open that up once a week for sort of a different level, a diamond level mentorship. You know, we want it to just kind of be ongoing. So does that speak to anybody here, or have coaches that would be good for you guys?
Yes, it'd be great for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Heather, you're a diamond too.
I can help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of, you know, just appropriate content, because we don't want, you know, it's got to be kind of like there's some sort of, you know, like general over coaching and then some specific. So we want to make sure that we're doing that. So we will definitely figure that out. So maybe we'll comment below on that. Maybe we'll do a post. I don't know, Nikki. We'll have to figure that out.
I think we could do a little post and then maybe pick a couple dates and then just get them hammered in, you know, just have like 4 or 5 dates at a time hammered down. So yeah, I think that would be great. I would love to do that and help everybody kind of over those little hurdles, because it's totally different than, like, you're not just doing challenge groups. You're actually helping teach other coaches how to run challenge groups. You're teaching other coaches how to add coaches. You're teaching other coaches how to do getting started right call. You know, there's a lot of, it's level by level by level. And it's like, how far, you know, we all have different levels of ambitions in this too. And so we just be really open and honest about, like, hey, which direction do you want to go? Do you want to go to that place where you're like leadership place? Or do you really like, you know, being in the trenches, being kind of more like leading challenges? That's okay. Like it's all okay. It's just like, let us help you get to where you want to go. So
I think with the size of the team that we have a lot of coaches that we're trying to help design training specific for, you know, to in there basically.
Yep. And I mean, Rock the Basics takes you far, but not like it's, you know, kind of coming over the edge now. You know, if you've gone through 1 through 4 or 1 through 3 even, you know, there's more that you need.
Yeah.
And we know that.
Yeah.
So we want to be there for you.
Okay. So
good. All right. Do you want to throw it around and first
roundtable it?
Yes, but before we shift gears, like, will you guys find a spot for your awesome list? Whether if you want to tape it into the drawer of your desk, or, you know, mine is in my binder. I don't know if anybody else has a binder. You could put it at the very front page of your binder. You could put it like somewhere where you can find it, where you know it's not going to get lost in the shuffle. Somewhere that you can go to it and add to it when you think of something, or when you're like, oh my God, I'm sitting down at my computer and I know I need to do a live video and I am just like drained of all whatever, you know, like remember these things like about yourself, because you want to be able to see those things so that you can be that leader that, you know, you need to be.
That's a great idea. Maybe after the Zoom, when we post it, we can say pictures of your awesome list. Like, they can just take a snapshot, because there will be other people that will watch this recording. So Crystal, you can definitely go back, take a little time, write it down, and then post it down below. I think that'd be a really great exercise. Thank you for completing that.
Yes. Yay. Good. All right. So yeah, we wanted to just roundtable and find out like what's working well for you and what do you guys need help with? Like, let's like laser coach for these last 20 minutes. So when it is your turn, just like think of like a couple, like a brief thing and like think of something like super specific, whether it's like, I literally cannot figure out XYZ. Like what's holding you back right now? It doesn't have to be this like big groundbreaking thing. It can be something so simple. All right. So let's start. Why don't we start with Heather? You're to my right. So you're probably, I don't know which direction everyone is, but go ahead.
I'm in the top middle on my screen.
Isn't that so
I'm
weird?
above
It's different
you.
on everybody. I know. It's so weird.
I'm above you. Okay. What's going good?
Mm-hmm.
Or what
what's going well
with?
and then what do you need help with? So both. Mm-hmm.
Let me think. I'm almost at Success Club 4.
That's good.
That's going good.
Mm-hmm.
Did we lose her?
It's the people that ignore me, that they ignore my messages. Like they see them and then they ignore them. So how do you I follow up within like a week, and then it's like, how many more times do you follow up with somebody that's my, like, I don't want to seem like I'm bugging people, and I don't think I am, but you know, when they see the message, I know people can be busy because I can see a message too and then just, you know, get back to the person later. But
so,
yeah,
I mean,
that's kind of what
okay. So here's my opinion on that. Like, I think a lot of people are very connected to their devices. Okay. So this is what I think some of the issues can be. And like for us, like we can see, you know, right away when they read the message, right? We can see that they saw it, right? And it says seen. So many people are like sitting in meetings at work and they're like, what's going on Facebook while this person's talking and I don't really care. And they see your message and they read it and they're like, oh yeah, I got to respond to her. I can't respond to her now. I'm in a meeting. Then they shut off their phone and they don't have an alert anymore and it's gone. So I think that is one thing that happens quite a bit. I think that most people aren't as organized as like you might be, or I might be, or everybody on the Zoom might be about their messages. And so they just don't circle back. And so I really think it's our job as coaches to really challenge that busy. Like you're busy too, but you have a follow-up list and you're a businesswoman. So there's nothing wrong with you going back and going, hey, we had a conversation. I just want to make sure you didn't get lost in the shuffle here. There's nothing wrong with that. I think if you even say like, hey, I know I spoke to you it's the end of the month. I just wanted to check in to see if you were still interested in, you know, taking care of your health and fitness or whatever their goal that they talked to you about or the question that they had. Is this still on your radar? I just want to make sure I didn't lose you or I didn't forget about you. Go from there. Never take it personally, because I know it's kind of like, oh, really? You saw my message? Well, okay. You know, and you just sort of feel, but because we put our heart into what we do, you know, so we put our heart into it. But the last thing you want to do is like, let that suck any of your energy from you, because sometimes, again, we just kind of have to go back to like they might not be ready, or it's literally they looked at your thing when they couldn't respond to you and then they were on to the next thing in life and then they have no notification anymore. Your message is forgotten about, you know? So
how many times do you follow up though? That's like, like I'll wait. And then if they keep seeing it and then like I have a gal that I talked to back in, oh my gosh, it has to be like October, maybe November. She was ready to go and then she needed to graduate from college. So I was like, okay, great. I'll get back to you. Got back to her. She has seen my message. She has seen it. She has seen, you know, like every month I kind of check in with her, but
can you say something like this?
Tell me what a check-in sounds like. Give me an example. You have to say, I want to know what you're saying to her when you're reaching back out.
Let me read. I'll read it to you.
Yeah, read it to us.
Let me read it to you, okay? Actually, I haven't checked in with her for a while now. Let me see.
And do you do most of them writing, or do you do voice?
Actually, I do writing.
Okay.
She's actually a nurse practitioner. That's what she graduated with. Like, I've messaged her and said, congratulations. There's no thank you back, nothing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I
How
just
well do you
messaged her
know
even
her?
conversations like, hey, how's it going? Whatever, you know, just, she's in one of my mom's groups.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me just see. This is what I last sent her. This is what I sent her on actually June 1st, okay? I put, hey lady, how's everything going? How's the new job going? The girls are getting so big, it's crazy. First graders already, time flies. I wanted to reach out to you as you're on my list for a follow-up. I have a new fun group beginning June 12th, and I'm offering an amazing deal for the first 3 people who commit to their health. Would this interest you? If not, it's okay. Let me know either way. If it does, I can send over the info to join in the fun.
Okay. No, I think
She
there's
saw it. Yeah, just
when you said
quick and
she was
simple.
excited, like back on when you had, so did you have a phone
Let
conversation?
me see
with her?
when she was.
Did you have a phone conversation?
No,
with her?
we just have been on Messenger.
Okay.
We've just been on Messenger. It was actually in November. But she did message me back in November saying somehow I missed like 6 messages from you.
Okay. So
And see them now, but it says she's seen them.
this is just a suggestion. It's just a suggestion, but people communicate in different ways. And so it would be like this. Hey, listen, I know when we connected back in November, that you sounded like you were ready for a change and that you were eager and that, use those words, ready, eager, ready to make a change. I would love to talk to you in person.
Yeah.
And do a consultation with you. It's now been 6 months. Life has happened. And I think it's better personally if we catch up in person. So although I coach online, I would like to talk to you and know you in person. I cannot tell you, you guys, I do 90% of the coaching in person. So you might have a little bit of message, but obviously it's not working. So I would go for in person next. So the next message would be, let her hear your voice. Screw that writing. Like, let her hear what I just said.
I will.
Listen, I know you're eager. I know, I really want to just talk to you in person. Like, what are you doing right now? I think there's, and also too, like a lot has changed with what Beachbody has to offer in the last 6 months. And I'm sure a lot has changed in your life in the last 6 months. So do you want to catch up in person? That's what I really prefer. Here's my telephone number. Give her your number and talk to her. I feel like I personally feel like there's only so far you can go with that messaging. I just think so. At some point, that's how we get it started. But ultimately, the connection with all of our people ends up being in person. You're connected to Nikki because you're at live classes down at the warehouse, and you guys are all doing that. So it's like, don't forget the impact that live connection has and the authenticity that your voice lends to. And so I do follow up via voicemail incessantly to somebody who I really genuinely care about. Like, hey, listen, I'm not going to take it personally that I have not heard from you because I have got big girl panties. So I am shouting out again to you, and I'm wearing them right now. Can you see? Can you visualize that? Okay, so here we go. This is what I've got going on in November. Like, that might be an invitation to somebody. It's genuine. Like, I left you 5 messages and heard nothing.
And just acknowledge, like, dude, I see that you see me. Like, and
funny.
so
They're not gonna think I'm trying to sell them anything, and I'm not. I'm genuinely wanting to have them come join me.
It's like, dude, you said this. And I don't want to leave that behind because I know how easy it is for people to put themselves on the back burner. And I don't want to see that. Self-care is so important. And this is my belief. And I heard you say this, and this, and you resonate with me. I want to get to know you better. I want to see you.
I even sent her mobile enrollment, you guys. Like, she was all like fired up, and then it was like, boom, I don't know what happened. I was like, whoa.
Something probably happened and it had nothing to do with you, but it's on to you to figure that out and just say, you know what? There was something about what you said.
Well, she did she's a nurse practitioner, so she was going through school.
Right.
Nurse practitioner. That's hard, that's hard work. And she graduated in December, and she's like, after that, I am ready to go. And now it's just been
Well, she
even
may
like
have
me
gotten a
just
new
saying,
job
hey,
and,
congrats. Hey, like, it's just weird.
She might be like,
But,
she might want to get back to you and knows she owes you an explanation. And now she feels like, crap, I don't even know where to start, So get that out of the way by like what Stacy said. I can go, dude, you saw my messages. I'm sending you a voice memo. Like, I don't want to be a stalker. I know how excited you were. Like, listen, either way, whatever you decide, I'm here for you. I just want you to know that. And I would love to have you, join me and yada, yada, yada. Or I'd love to get on the phone with you. Like, get to that place where you can talk to her.
Every single human being is different. That's why scripts are sort of here and there. They're helpful because they kind of maybe give you the first couple words to say. But then I just think about the person. Think about her. And you can just say, like, God, I was putting myself in your shoes. And just how stressful it must have been to like complete that, and what a weight off your shoulders it must be. I'm sure that there's a lot going on right now, with whatever, but whatever it is about you, because I also feel like I'm not going to ask people that I don't genuinely want to help. You know what I mean? Like, whoever has crossed my path, there's something about them that I like and that I want to help and be with. It's my energy that I'm putting out there to help them. That is a value. Okay, so make that, like, let her know that there's just been something about her that has made you want to continue to not drop it and to continue to reach out. There was just something about it, so it's not like, because you may not do that with everybody. Let her hear that. So hopefully this was helpful to somebody. So Mary or Janie, do you guys have some things, conversations, or whatever, whatever?
I'll go. So I have kind of been in a holding pattern for the last couple months. So I had some really good months early on this year, and I've kind of been stuck the last couple of months. So just trying to keep moving forward. I'm trying to be more diligent about connecting with people. And, I've shared with Stacy that I've started using Teamsy, and I think it's helping me. I think I've had a couple of situations similar to Heather, only mine was actually where, I set up I had some people that were like, yeah, I'm interested. And I said, oh, hey, I jumped right in and say, well, let's set up a time to talk on the phone. And then they would dish me, they wouldn't pick up the phone. They wouldn't answer, and that was frustrating. So
here's my suggestion.
Just trying to revisit that and trying to think of maybe I needed to do a little bit more relationship building before I get to the point of getting on the phone with them and really finding out what their needs are before I say jump right into the phone call request, that kind of thing. And I know people get, this is the thing I realize, and this was a lesson I learned this last Saturday. People get scared.
Oh yeah.
Then when they get scared, they think that you're going to try to talk them into something that is going to be terribly terrifying. And they're afraid. And I know that Janie and Stacy will relate to my video that I put out on Saturday. They're afraid of getting left behind. They're afraid of going into a group and feeling like an idiot and feeling like all these other people are so much better than me and I don't belong here.
Just give them something new.
That's what happened to me on Saturday when I went to ride with a bunch of people that are 100-mile bike riders. And I got left in the dust. And I had a choice to make. I was going to let that get me down, or I was going to go out and ride my own ride.
Yeah. Good for you.
And she did a great video.
So that was the whole time I was thinking about that. The whole time I was thinking about that, I was thinking, this is exactly how people feel even if they are wanting to do something good for themselves, the fear a lot of times is what's preventing them from taking that step.
Totally. Mary, you like hit the nail on the head. And I think you're right. I think a little more relationship building on that front end. And then maybe like, since you know that now and like you literally experience that, and sometimes like what Stacy was talking about, kind of the universe sort of gives us these opportunities and these little things, like maybe that's your message that, you know, kind of right from the get-go, it's like, listen, the way that I coach is I really meet people where they are. So there's going to be some people in the group that are experts that have been doing this for a long time, and they're going to be doing great. Be inspired by them because they've worked their tail off to get there. You know, maybe you get that message out like right away to whomever you're speaking to, so that they know, like, you know, your challenge groups or the way that you coach and lead is a place of like, this is individual. Everybody's running their own race, and maybe share that story, you know, just like, listen, I really know this from my own experience, and this is why I do this.
So on the positive side, I think that what I'm doing well is I'm keeping connected with the customers I currently have. And I'm doing exactly what you just said. I mean, my sister is example. I mean, my one sister, I have two sisters that are in my challenge group today, Renee and Jean. My sister Jean just had knee surgery, and she's like, I don't really think I should join the group. I said, yes, you should. Absolutely, you should. I don't care that you just had knee surgery. You don't have to do all these fancy workouts. You are doing PT. That counts. And you need the exercise. You need the accountability. You need to get back on track. You've been putting your weight back on. You need to get back in the group.
That's so awesome.
Those are the things that I think that when I get people on board, you know, I'm not going to give up on them.
Would your sister ever do a testimonial for you? Like on that, like, would she ever say like, you know, hey, I didn't think this was going to be right for me. I just had knee surgery, but my sister and Coach Mary made me realize that, you know what, I'm at my own unique place, and my physical therapy is my workout, and staying on my nutrition is what's going to help me rehabilitate faster. Like, wouldn't that be, you know, would that help? Do you think that would help other people that maybe are just like, hey, I just like haven't been working out for 6 years, and then they read something like that, you know, like that could be a post that you could put up, like, you know, maybe like once a month, you know, that exact post, like just share that to just remind people the kind of coach and person that you are.
Yeah, good idea.
Here's one little tidbit, also good. So back to kind of like when you're having conversation with somebody, I feel like when the invitation comes to meet or talk in person, like really the next step for me is to talk with you or meet with you. And I want to share what like you can expect from me as your coach. So share with them what they can expect. Okay, so there was two things she just said. Do you remember what they were? You just said them. You just said what they can expect from you.
I'm not going to give up on you.
I am not going to give up on you. And I like what Nikki says. I will meet you where you're at, you know, and that, whatever those key things are that they can expect from you. And I often say, listen, I know that you are very busy. I am super busy as well. I kind of set aside a couple of times each week to just connect with a person. Do you want one of those spots? I have Tuesday, 20 minutes, Tuesday at 10. Like, don't be just like, let's talk or it's too vague.
Yeah.
The more specific you are, like, say that, you guys, I am very busy.
20 minutes.
Write it down. And I know you're a very busy person too. I reserve, an hour once a week, to kind of connect with potentially new people that I could be coaching. And I could do 20 minutes next Thursday at 3, like, would that work for you? You tell them what your availability is. Make it, because the truth is, you guys, your time is the most valuable possession you have.
Yep.
The most valuable possession. Okay? When you're with somebody on the phone, you're not with your kids. When you're with somebody at the phone, you're not with, you are choosing not to do something in order to be with that person. Own your worth. Own your value. I don't care if you're going to coach for 1 second of one day. That is your time. You only got 24 hours on this day on Monday, and you chose to spend it here. So thank you for doing that. Okay, but your time is very valuable, and so word it properly. Hopefully those are some tidbits. So when you're messaging or you're leaving a message, make it sound like that they'll hear that is valuable, and then stick to it. That's the other thing I was going to say. That was like the other note. So as coaches, we become confident. We're building trust. We're building trust with each other. Okay? How do you do that? By doing what you say you're going to do. You're going to show up. If you say you're going to do it, you're going to do it. It's such an important part. And so when you're first meeting somebody, being really there, and like that whole Robin Sharma thing, like don't let people stand you up and not, like say, hey, that wasn't okay. I would love to try one more time. Would you like to try one more time to make that happen? And that could even be a best friend that's taken for granted. Okay. And, because you have a casual relationship, it could be somebody you don't know or somebody that you know too well that's taking you for granted. Don't let that happen either. So these are all things that we're constantly trying to navigate, right? In those things. So let them know what to accept. And then, so that conversation with the person then becomes just about them. And this is where I can't get past it. So I've just started all these people in this car dealership. I've had to have conversations. Every single one of them. 22 of them. And it's not over. And the challenge started today. So do I give up? No. I keep calling and I keep messaging until I connect with each one of them individually. I understand what's important to them and what will make them feel successful in this next group together. What do they need? What do they need? Everybody's going to be different. So those are just the key things that we're asking when we're doing that. I know it's 3:59, but we have 2 more people here, and I think we should just hit it and get to them.
Yeah, let's hammer it out.
Let's do it. Everybody gets time. Crystal.
Janie, Crystal, go ahead.
What's going well? I want to say I'm having a lot of good feedback from those that I'm reaching out to. I'm starting my first challenge group on June 19th.
Yeah. That's fabulous.
I think we're up to 6 people so far, which is pretty good.
That's great.
Really good.
That's very good.
This girl's a go-getter, you guys. This girl's a go-getter.
Heather's going to be my co-coach to kind of help me through my first one. So very thankful for that. What I kind of need help with is kind of what Heather was talking about, the follow-through or the follow-up with people. Not so much with like invites, but with the challenges. I have a lot of people who gave me their emails and everything like that, and I sent them the invite for the tracker and all that stuff, but they haven't like completed that last step. So like, I don't know if they're just hesitant to download the app or if it's confusing or what. So maybe just some tips on getting them to that final step for the challenge.
Can I jump in right there? Because I had a couple people this last time with a challenge tracker because this is brand new to our people, right? So I had several people that were like, yeah, I'm going to be in. And then they're not in there. They're not in there. They're not in there. I'm like, come on, guys, what's going on? So Stacy has taught me this, that you need to find out what is their best method of communication. So is it Facebook Messenger? Is it phone texting? Is it email? Because, I have a couple people that they only want to communicate through email. I have other people that only want to communicate through Messenger. I have other people that if I want to get to them right away, I have to text them. So, or sometimes I'm doing all 3. If I'm not getting them on one thing, I'm getting them on something else. So a perfect example is my one challenger, Rhonda. She's been struggling, and she did really good in my last 5-day challenge that's ended on Sunday. She wasn't in the group today. I'm like, Rhonda, what's going on? Where the heck are you? oh, I couldn't get my password got stuck. I couldn't get it stuck. I said, well, you're going to have to call customer service and have them reset your password. So there was a reason, sometimes they get busy and, they just get behind, but that whole communication piece of finding out what the best way of communicating with them is.
Even through the tracker app, you can communicate with them too. Like, I believe once they're in there, but I just had somebody, we started today. I had somebody last night, even this morning. It's like last minute people are like, you guys,
get used to that. That's just the way it is.
That's the way it rolls out. Keep them coming in, man. Keep them coming in.
Coming in. They're going to feel like, oh my God, I don't want to miss it, and that's great. They're coming in with good energy and, just continue.
Yeah. Just to piggyback, Crystal, on what Mary was saying, I have found that, like, when you send out the original email invite, to ask them in that, in that email, what's the best way to communicate with you? Is it via email, blah, 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 blah. And then, hopefully they'll respond back to you, because then you'll know right up front, oh, well, Janie said that I should text her. And so I'm going to text her and find out, what's going on with the group. So, I think the more you can do up front, gathering that information on the best way to communicate with them is key.
And when you store their contact information, put that in the notes. Like best way, just text or email or whatever. But that's a good approach, because then that way it's like you could say, in a situation like this, maybe somebody that texts like crazy. You could just say, hey dude, just noticed, like, just be really casual, like, hey, just noticed you're not set up in the app yet. Did you get my email? And you can go in and resend those. You can click resend. But it's definitely worth your time. They invested in the product. It's like, this is where they're going to get their coaching. This is where rubber meets the road. So this is a vital part of, the process that they need to, connect on. So just, and be really like confident in that, you know what I mean? Like, cause I know it's kind of like, oh God, I don't want to bug people. Like, I know I always used to be like that, and I'm like, so no longer. I'm just like, you're not bugging anybody. Like, people are just busy, you guys. Like, that's what it really boils down to. And their self-care is on the back burner. It is our job to put it on the front burner. It is our job to be those voices, to be those people that message. And that's our job. We're not constantly sending links, you guys. That's not what we do. We're in there talking to them, and you've already they've already agreed that they want to do this. So this is easy, right? You just need to just be confident in what you have to offer them as their leader and coach, and just help them get that vital next step.
And also
You're doing great.
To not ask yes and no questions. Like, do you have any questions? Say, what questions do you have that I can help answer?
Love.
Oh, like that.
I learned that a long time ago. It's you never want to ask yes or no questions, because they'll say, no, I don't have any questions. Well, maybe their question is, I'm not feeling confident in myself that I know how to do this. And they don't want to say that, but you can so when you say, what questions do you have?
Assume that. I love that. So simple. It's like, it's these tiny little tweaks on things that get a different response. Like, it's just a tiny little subtle something that gets at it. So Janie, is there anything that you wanted to add or ask or say before we kind of just,
I was just going to say, I've experienced that where I've had people, I had this lady that, very long story short, she kind of came out of the woodwork. I love what you're doing. I love seeing what you're doing. She moved to Florida, and she was all gung-ho. And we spent an hour on the phone, and she was all ready. Just send me the information on the Shakeology. And then the next day I didn't hear from her. And so I waited like 24 hours. And then I went back to her and said, I'm assuming that you've received the information. What questions do you have? And she came back and she said, oh, she was in a life crisis. And I won't go into all that. So she said, but, give me a week. So I gave her a week, and I came back to her. So I'm still just kind of following up with her. And she keeps saying, oh, I have this, but I will call you when, and so then I communicate back to her and say, how was your trip? But I think I think that's something we're all going to run into. And what I'm learning is that I can't put my eggs in any basket. I can't get off the phone from talking to this gal, her name is Donna, and go, hot diggity dog, I'm going to be on the Success Club board,
Right.
But she, so, but just following up with her, and it's come to a point now where I'm communicating with her, just say, I was just thinking about you. How was your weekend? Or I'll look at her Facebook page. We're starting another group. Would love to have you if you're interested.
We are going to have them. So if there's like these different categories that we have, and that's why we have to be organized and diligent about following up and not necessarily so attached to, because what happens is that one day Donna just calls you and says, here's my credit card number, I'm ready to go. And it's over in about 10 seconds. And how many times does that happen? So it could be, I know Nikki was just sharing today, she's like, okay, somebody I've having a conversation and it's been like, I don't know, a year. People sometimes ponder. It's interesting. Some people are like, I'm ready. And they're going to make a decision. So it's like their level of readiness, right? Their like level of readiness.
Crystal was one, so she can relate to that.
Did it take you a long time?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but now you're ready, and so it's like, that's another great question to ask. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, like how ready are you to really?
I asked that today to the person I met with. I asked that today.
I like that.
How ready are you? How committed are you right now? To this.
Yeah.
And we literally drew a picture, you guys. It was cool. It was like, here's healthy, here's unhealthy, here's where you've been walking right down the middle. You're not super unhealthy, you're not healthy. You keep saying like, oh, just one more Diet Pepsi. Oh, I'm going to have ice cream. And you keep poo-pooing your little choices, Right.
Honestly, I was in the middle.
In neutral. Yeah. You can glide in neutral, or you can decide to go over to that healthier place so that you can, she said she doesn't want to shop where she has to buy clothing that has an X in the size anymore. She doesn't want to hide in pictures. She has no pictures of herself with her 20-year-old daughter at prom. She just started realizing all these things. And it's because she's gliding through in neutral. She's overweight. She's not super unhealthy. She doesn't have any glaring health problems. But that's the thing, you guys, like, finally, after little chit-chatty conversations and her just like saying, oh, I'm not going to do that, for years, she finally was like, you know what? I do need to make a change. And so you don't ever know. And like Janie, that woman, like she's probably got that email saved and it's just like, she's thinking about it. And some people think it's a black and white world. And it's our job to help people see that they can make some really good choices. And if they do them consistently, that success or that like health is built in inches.
Right.
And we can help them do that.
Okay. So I've got one little story to tell you guys. There's a family that I used to work with a lot in children's ministries, and just kind of out of the blue, what's today? What is today? Today's Monday. Out of the blue on Thursday, I got a message from the wife, and she said, Janie, Ray and I have been following you. We need to do something, and we're excited. We want to jump on board. And, do you have space in your next group that starts on Monday? And yeah. So I said, let me call you on my lunch. And so I called her, and, it was just a great email. I mean, once again, I was trying not to put all my eggs in one basket because they would need 2 bags of algebra more. So I called her and, like an hour after I've gotten this message from her. And she goes, hang on just a second. I need to go outside. I'm inside a building. I said, oh, okay. So I waited and waited. And she got it. And she goes, well, said, we're at the hospital right now. She said, we think Ray just had a heart attack. And I'm just going, oh my gosh. And she said, they're going to keep him for observation, yada, yada, yada. And so she said, I will call you tomorrow after we get home, and we'll get going on this. She said, we really want to do this. So I didn't hear from her. And so later on the afternoon, I sent her a message, and I just thought, you know what? I bet something's gone. Well, as it turned out, he had a heart attack. He had to have surgery. He's got a stent in. And so now he's home, but I'm not dropping it. I've been thinking I've been thinking, we could get Sherry up and going. I'm sure he's going to have to change his eating. Yeah. What a great way, for her to be able to, get the ball rolling with herself, and he can see, and the doctor can see, what she's eating, da, 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 da. But I was just beside myself.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The thing is that she probably knew something was coming. And I think that those would be my conversations with her. You know, like, okay, this is probably just terrifying what just happened. Okay, but you know what I have and what you've been seeing my healthy community. So it's me as your coach, but it's a community that you would step into with open arms. He can just be having some healthy food that you can start cooking differently at home. And, you know, she can start off with her thing and then lean into his, and just don't put it off any longer. That's the message. Like, you don't, you know, like, obviously you reached out to me for a reason.
Yeah.
Sometimes when people get scared, if they're on the fence, there's no perfect time. Just tell her, one thing I've learned for sure, there's no perfect time, but you reached out to me for a reason, and I'm here for you. I'm supposed to be here for you. So let me get you started and come into the group, and we'll just ease you into it, you know? And I don't know. That's pretty big stuff, Janie.
Oh, yeah, I know it. So I'm meeting with her on the phone tomorrow night at 7. So
Good. Oh my God. They're so lucky to have you. Like, seriously, that's the thing, you guys. Like, what we do is not, I mean, it creates a ripple, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Like, and I really believe a lot of times this comes from the mother getting started, the wife getting started, because like we all know, like we mostly do the grocery shopping, meal planning, things like that. What we do ripples down. So when we do this for other people, like this could change the trajectory. I don't know if they have kids or whatever, but like, this could change their entire trajectory of their family's life, like what you're doing right now. And it's just such a huge and amazing responsibility that we have.
Well, Ray just retired, and Sherry's never worked. They've got 3 grown daughters. So, I mean, he just became a grandpa.
Right.
I mean, they're amazing family. Just
like in an amazing point in their life, like just retired. Like,
she even told me on the phone, she said, Janie, she said, I cannot believe that I just messaged you. Ray and I just were talking about it. We just had decided, and now I'm at the hospital with him.
Kid, like, life changes. Like, this is
Wake
a
up
huge
call.
life-changing moment. He survived a heart attack. He could have died probably, and he survived it. So it's like all the signs are like right on there. And yeah, it's pretty amazing stuff.
I just had to share that with you.
that's awesome. I'm so glad you did. It's very inspiring, you guys. Like, what we do is just that just makes me almost want to be more relentless, especially with this person that I'm working with right now, because her husband, she just told me all these things about her husband. And it's like, Tracy, like, I like want to come and just talk to both of you now, because, you know, anyway.
Well, you affect each other, and that's the thing. It's, So I want to say thank you so much for being here, and for sharing all of your knowledge, and for sharing all of your wonderful justness as a human being on this planet, and being a part of this team and contributing in just every way. Like, welcome to your very first Zoom. And thank you, ladies.
Thanks.
Don't forget to include a picture below this recording. Like, when Stacy gets a recording up, take a picture where you're going to store your awesome list. Okay?
I'm making mine a cute graphic.
There you go.
See, there's the fanciness.
You make mine a cute graphic. Mine is all scratch
I might
paper.
even-
Mine is not like
I might frame it.
Frame
Frame it and put it by my Wonder Woman girl over there.
Remember, it's going to grow.
You guys
That
are too
awesome list
funny.
is going to grow. So, yeah, good. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for connecting tonight. It's always a pleasure.
Good night.
Bye.
Aloha.